Dear students, we'll wait for another 2 minutes for others to join. Okay, it's time up now. We'll start with the next part of your chapter. Okay, before this, I would like to understand whether there was any problem associated with the previous writing. Nikita, any problem you encountered that you
No,
would like
sir.
to discuss? Okay.
No, sir. No problem.
Okay, Tenzin,
No problem, sir.
Manoj,
No problem, sir.
Kurian, कैसी है Kurian?
No problem, sir.
No problem.
No problem, sir.
Okay, Atira,
No problem, sir.
Shireen Babu, Shireen Babu.
Yes, sir. No problem.
Okay, Aparna,
No problem, sir.
Priya Pillai,
No problem.
Aquina,
No problem, sir.
Marlin,
No problem, sir.
Mega,
No problem, sir.
Giarli,
No problem, sir.
Sai Srileka,
No problem, sir.
Sonam Dolma,
No problem, sir.
Lakshmi,
No problem, sir.
Benjir Akhtar,
No problem, sir.
Kamal, Kamal B,
No problem, sir.
Safisha,
No problem, sir.
Kezia Rachel,
No problem, sir.
Irene,
No problem, sir.
and
No problem, sir.
okay, good. So everybody is through now, and the assignment you will continue to do that in the same pattern. Okay, same type of referencing, same type of writing, and I hope all of you are focusing on the understanding of the summary which yourself is writing. So try to focus on the clarity and simplicity of the writing. Okay. Today we have another methodology known as ecological studies. ecological studies, or it is also known as analysis of secular trends. Analysis of secular trends. Okay. So, do you have any understanding about secular, Nikita?
Sorry, sir, I didn't hear you.
Secular. What do you mean by secular? Any idea?
No, sir, I don't know.
Okay. Tenzin. Tenzin. Any idea?
No, no,
No.
sir.
Okay. Kamal. Kamal. Kezia. Kezia Rachel.
Sir,
Any idea?
secular.
Sorry.
Sorry, sir, I don't know.
Okay. No problem. Lakshmi.
Yes, sir.
Any idea?
Sir, it's related to long-term activities.
Long time activities. Yeah. You're partly you're right. So like it uh, this secular means something not very clearly related, not very clearly related, but you can establish the relationship, okay, by following the trend. Trend means like something going on currently, right? Trend we all know. If the trend changes, everything they it is likely to change. The present status. The trend is present status. In ecological studies or analysis of secular trends, what they do is that they analyze the trends in drug exposure, that is called as a presumed or assumed cause, and disease produced, that is a presumed effect. So there is an analysis of trends in drug exposure cause and the disease result, that is the effect. Okay, that is the effect. It is going to be analyzed, and they check whether both correlates or not. Say for example, you are assessing the drug exposure from say January 2020 to June 2020. So you are trying to see the drug exposure, how many people have got the medicines, number 1, 2, 3, whatever it is, during this 6 months period. Okay, and how many had suffered from the disease or the side effect leading to disease after getting exposed to the drug. This is something you're going to relate it and see whether it coincides or doesn't coincide. Suppose you're trying to focus on the predictable side effects of the drug, it almost coincide. Like for example, predictable type is always dependent on the pharmacological actions of the drug, correct? We already know from the pharmacology background. So when you assess the drug exposure for medicine number 1, 2, 3, and 4, the side effects that resulted due to exposure in the 6-month period can be related. Correct. So if they are related, then most probably they are of predictable type. If they are not related, then it will sit in the class of unpredictable side effects. So you can clearly make an analysis and conclusion saying that due to the drug exposure, the following diseases can be possible. So the statistics is applied in order to relate both the factors, So this is something called as secular trend. Here you cannot always relate. So you cannot always relate exactly what happened between the what is happening between the drug and disease. You cannot exactly relate like a scale. You cannot connect with each other. You have taken this drug, this disease is resulted. So you can say that because of the drug exposure, this disease relates. But you cannot say that medicine number 1 will produce such a mechanism number 1, and that results in adverse drug reaction number 1, that results in disease number 1. You cannot relate like this. Got it? So that is why it will not have a strong basis to relate, but however it will give the indication that if this is the exposure, this is the disease is going to be seen. If now, for example, now COVID-19 is there, now they are all getting exposed to hydrochloroquine, right? Hydrochloroquine for a prophylaxis treatment. Now, how many are suffering from, say, for example, arrhythmia that may be possibly induced by drug? That you can try to correlate. So something like this. Of course, you're going to use, statistics, and the effects can be observed over a period of time, like usually 6 months time, 1 year time, and it depends on the country to country. If I give you an example, you will be able to understand. If you take the sales report, if you take the sales report about oral contraceptives consumed by women, consumed by women, and see how many women have died due to thromboembolism caused by the drugs that are present in the oral contraceptives like estrogens and progesterone. So this particular relationship can be established even though the drugs are not well known to cause thromboembolism. See, estrogens and progesterones are predicted to produce thromboembolism in women who is taking contraceptives after a period of, say, or 2 years of time or 5 years of time. But there's no conclusion, firm conclusion on that. So possibly the woman who died because of the thromboembolism after taking the contraceptives can be related, Okay. So even though actual cause is not known, but there can be a relationship. There can be a relationship. So it is not the study of like a 1 month after 1 month, because woman has taken tablet, say for 1 month period. So after 1 month, how many women will die? That is not the thing. If the woman would have taken the drug for 2 years for her contraception, and after stopping the treatment, after 5 years from that stopping the treatment, woman may die because of the thromboembolism problem. So the drug exposure, the length of drug exposure, and the death of woman can be related. It can produce the evidence for the generation of hypothesis. It can produce the evidence for hypothesis that something you need to prove. Like for example, now we have taken oral contraceptives. Oral contraceptives are likely to cause the death in the woman because of predicted thromboembolism. Now, death and oral contraceptives are the evidences which you got it. Now, that evidence helps you to design a study in order to prove the hypothesis. Yes, whether they are directly related or indirectly related. Such kind of evidence the secular studies can produce, which is similar to that of case report which we have tried understanding, correct? It will give you a signal from one patient and you try to explore a number of patients like a case series, then take up the cohort study and all those things. So similarly, these studies also will help you. But it has got a disadvantages. Disadvantages, confounding variable cannot be controlled. Confounding variables cannot be controlled. What is this confounding variables? What do you mean by confounding? Sai Srilekha,
Confounding. Don't know, sir.
Megha,
No, sir.
Manoj,
Okay.
no idea.
I said no idea.
Anju Varki, Anju Varki, Marlin Sara,
Sir, confusing things.
confusing. Yeah, correct. Um, it is confusing and also like something you cannot control. Something you cannot control. Confounding means something you cannot control. Totally opposite may be produced. Totally opposite may be produced, or it may go, in a direction which you will not be expecting. So that is called as confounding. Something opposite or confusing type of things, or sometimes which you cannot have the control over it. The confounding variable cannot be controlled. Like for example, uh, a patient, a group of patients who have been exposed to drug during 6 months of time might have reported one type of drug to you when you went for the analysis. But during that time, they would have taken other drugs also, which they would not have disclosed to you, number one. So again, there is a variation. The second possibility is that they may be smoking, but they would have told you that they are not smokers. They may be alcoholics, but they would not have told you that they are alcoholics. Or they started drinking alcoholic after you have analyzed first. Or they would have got exposed to the food or a poison because of some incidents after your first assessment. Now, what happened during this kind of situations? The result when you try to see the death, for example, death, drug exposure and death, a drug exposure, myocardial infarction, the actual cause of the relationship you cannot establish because the variables which you have fixed would have changed. The variable, what variable exclusion in the exclusion criteria you have is that patient should not be a smoker, they should not drink alcohol, you should not take any other drug, okay? You should not have food allergy. So these are all the exclusion criteria. But these criteria which you have kept it as a standard might have changed in between and resulted in a situation where it will give a wrong conclusion. So this is what it means, that confounding variables cannot be controlled. Whatever the variables which you are going to fix it, You cannot control them, or it leads to a wrong result. So that is about the disadvantage of this particular method. Okay. So any doubts you have in this part of the methodology? Any doubts? Any doubts you have? No? Okay, if there is no doubt, you're going to write the same summary on the study where you see ecological studies or ecological study on. Sometimes you may get it on the drug. Sometimes you may get it on the chemicals also. Remember, because chemicals, basically drugs are chemicals, correct? So drug exposure to drug chemicals and disease related disease occurred. You can get the information like this also when you try to research the research article. Minimum pages is 2 to 3 pages, and you can write the summary in a similar fashion. I guess this is the 10th assignment. Manoj, you have it right? Is the 10th one or 11th one? What is the last number? Yeah, it is the 10th one, assignment 10. So you can write that, same link, but A10 it will be, right? A10, so and so, so and so. Manoj knows. Manoj, you put it in the group, okay?
Okay, sir.
So you can start writing it. And now I hope the link would have come to your boxes also. I mean, WhatsApp boxes. So you can go through that link to join for a convocation scheduled at 11 o'clock. Right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.